Welcome to Unschooling Every Family. This is a read of the long guidelines. Welcome. Welcome to Unschooling Every Family, Embracing Neurodivergent and Disabled Learners. We've changed. Formerly, quote, Unschooling Special Needs, read about our anti-ableist changes in 2021. Link here. If you personally identify as BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, person of color, and you are not a white parent, you are welcome also to join our sibling group, Unschooling Every BIPOC Family. Our philosophy. We believe that our children thrive when they can direct their own education and when their strengths are cherished and when they are completely accepted for who they are. We are dedicated to unschooling, connection parenting, and neurodiversity, disability acceptance. We are also a support group. Imagine sitting in a circle of chairs, sharing your journey as you learn and grow. We encourage members to be vulnerable and make posts personal. We also encourage commenters to respond with compassion and meet people at points where they are curious. We model the kind of behavior with parents that we expect them to learn to model with their children. This is a bridge group. That means we encourage new people to ask questions. We have dozens of members joining every month who are just pulling their kids out of school and just now encountering disability rights movements. We ask members to be patient with those who are on the steep learning curve. For those new to unschooling, connection parenting, neurodiversity, and disability culture, it can take weeks and months of reading and practice to integrate such a huge paradigm shift. Please devote time and patience. We are here to help. Guides. Because there is so much reading in our group, especially for beginners, we have organized the reading topics into short overviews with links to further reading. Please check out Guide 1, Group Basics, about 1 hour of reading. We have migrated all of our files and guides to Google Docs. You can also find our guides listed here. Link to Welcome Start Here document. Facebook guides can be difficult to navigate. Important. Our philosophy is not a judgment of anyone. If you don't agree with it, we can help you find other groups that match your values and goals. We believe you intend to take exquisite care of your family, and you will find what fits your family, whether it's unschooling or something else. Unschooling. Unschooling is allowing our children to direct 100% of their education via interests and play. We trust our children to show us how they learn best. We listen and honor them. We listen to them and honor them. Unschooling children with disabilities requires support, but not authoritarianism. We give our children choices and the freedom to quit. We allow their timetable and not external standards. We know that play is educational. Internal motivation is superior to external rewards. We trust in our children's ability to learn. Connection parenting. Connection parenting is also known as gentle, responsive, reflective, peaceful, respectful, whole life, consent-based, non-coercive, collaborative, and proactive, etc. We stay connected and know that learning will follow. We learn collaboration rather than punishments and rewards. We believe that all behavior is communication. We meet sensory needs and allow stimming and other sensory regulating behaviors. We allow body self-determination. We reject paternalistic norms. We value relationship-based, child-centered, therapy. Participation guidelines. Number 1, decorum. Decorum is really important to our group. Parents of children with disabilities need gentle support and encouragement. They consent to advice and education based on these guidelines. Please pay extra close attention to decorum guidelines. They work if you stick to them. 1A, support group. Imagine that you are sitting in a circle of chairs with other members of this group, and you are sharing your stories, problems, and wisdom. That is the intimate and support energy we have achieved. We are a bridge group. We have dozens, maybe hundreds of members joining every month who are just pulling their kids out of school. We try to remember what that was like. 1B, have faith. Have faith. We assume weaknesses are temporary and intentions are good. Assume that every parent intends to take exquisite care of their children. We do not imply parents are harming their children. If you believe that, contact an admin. 1C, shared values. Our values and off-topic subjects are not a judgment of anyone. If you don't follow unschooling and connection parenting 100%, you are welcome to stay as long as you stay on topic and adhere to guidelines. 1D, stay on topic. Why are we so careful to stay on topic? Our group is a safe space for those who want connection parenting and unschooling support and advice. There are very few spaces for this philosophy. These parents don't want off-topic advice. See Section 2. 1E, center posters. As a support group, we center posters. Posters share intimate details and feelings. They consent to advice based on our decorum guidelines. Posters may be vulnerable. They may have strong feelings like anger, frustration, resentment, or a desire to control. Posters may be new to unschooling and connection parenting. Posters may have unknowingly gotten poor advice from professionals. Posters may not understand concepts like adultism and ableism. Posters have made it this far. We honor them with gentleness and patience. We model the kind of behavior with parents that we expect them to learn to model with their children. We don't expect perfection. We guide and encourage their instincts to nurture and protect. Please see Section 3 for more posting guidelines. 1F, commenter responsibilities. We hold commenters to a high standard. Commenters model gentleness and patience and connection to posters and each other. If commenters can't adhere to decorum guidelines, they can scroll past. Please see Section 4 for more commenting guidelines. Be intentional. Read posts carefully. Read through the thread. You might learn something new. Ask questions. Describe your family and your experiences in detail. Describe what has worked for you and why. Describe your thought process. Our members spent hours writing detailed posts and comments. Quick, trite comments are unhelpful. If you don't have time, save the post and come back later. 1F, commenters' responsibilities, admin notes. Please look for admin note as the first comment of a post to see if there is a 24-hour rule posted or if there is a reminder for off-topic subjects. 24-hour rule is when we ask you to refrain for 24 hours on giving advice if the post doesn't apply to your lived experience. For example, If a parent is asking for advice for their autistic child, we will ask for our autistic members to comment first. If the child is an ADHDer or a PDAer, we will ask those members to comment first. Members with the same lived experience as your child are often the most reflective of your child's point of view and set an empathetic tone. This practice also encourages members with misconceptions to take more time to take a more reflective stance rather than immediately responding with misinformation. 1G, rudeness. If a parent is being rude, it's probably because they are stressed. Ask questions, offer support. Don't answer rudeness with rudeness. Report comments to admin rather than arguing in thread. We do not diagnose parents over Facebook like, you are ableist, rude, willfully ignorant, abusive, invalidating, provoking, fat prejudice, or you need help, therapy, a reality check. These kinds of statements are judgments, not facts. If you are contacted by an admin for rudeness, please keep an open mind. We are reminding you of the guidelines that you have agreed to. If you have been rude, own it. Don't accuse admins of tone policing. Admins may explain how rudeness can provoke a shame response. Other forms of rudeness include hyperbole, unsupported comments, defensiveness against the group, admins, or guidelines, activism over support, answering rudeness with rudeness, blaming others for intentionally triggering you, and nitpicking semantics, like being grammar police. 1H, tone policing. Blunt statements that are facts are not considered rude, like ABA therapy is abusive, or rewards are off topic, or fat prejudice is the main reason for food control, etc. We do not tone police blunt factual statements. If you feel vulnerable or insulted because of a blunt statement, contact an admin. We can help you. Making short, blunt statements without explanation is unhelpful. Admins may ask you to explain your thinking. We do not censor legitimate criticisms of coercive therapy or behaviorism. Link to document called Tone Policing and Masking Guide. 1I, dissents. A dissent is when you don't agree with another's advice. Ask clarifying questions before dissenting. Please address your dissent for the benefit of the poster who is asking for help. It's not our intention to, quote, educate misguided commenters. Keep to 1 to 2 dissents is helpful. You may also report comments to admins or tag us. You can also type in admin into comments and we will see it. Use examples from your own life. Explain your thinking. Please participate for at least 2 weeks before making dissenting comments. 1J, guideline violations. Type admin in a comment or reply and we will be alerted, or you can tag an admin or private message us. If you want to dissent to a comment, but also want the offending comment deleted, quote the comment or partial comment and include your dissent in the main thread rather than a reply. If you dissent to a comment in a reply, we will not delete the offending comment because we don't want to delete your labor. We will delete comments that violate guidelines if we catch them and there are no replies. 1K, judgmentalism. Hate has no home here. We censor hate with regards to minorities, disabilities, LGBTQ+, religion, nationality, race, skin color, and body type or size. We avoid sweeping negative comments about members or the group. We avoid name calling and characterizing children negatively, such as stubborn, naughty, selfish, disrespectful, untrustworthy, entitled, potty mouth, out of control, lazy, disrespectful, unmotivated, etc. If posters do so, we will ask them gently to rewrite. 1L, closed group. Members expect their participation to be contained in the group and not shared elsewhere. Sharing of information or screenshots outside the group is a violation of trust. Do not contact members in private messages without consent or to sell or promote anything. Unsolicited private messages to other members will result in an immediate ban. Admins may contact members in private messages. We do not discuss conversations from other groups. If you ask a member to PM you, instead of directly giving support in the thread, and you have not been active and not been an active participant in the group, we will assume that you are here to find clients for your business and admins will block you. If this is not the case and you need to PM because of something private, please check with an admin first. If you are an active member, we will assume good intentions. 1M, ableism, functioning labels, adultism, coercive therapies. These are new concepts to many. Please keep an open mind. These concepts will help you protect your children. Don't shoot the messenger. We may tag you in the document functioning labels and why not to use them. 1N, triggers. Please be considerate by putting trigger and content warnings where appropriate. Members don't show up here to intentionally trigger each other. If you are triggered, ask for help from an admin. Tag us, report a comment to us, or private message us. We do not accept the excuse, quote, "I don't care what anyone thinks, I need to speak my piece," end quote. If you would like to participate and benefit from all this group has to offer, then it's in your best interest to exercise self-control and ask for help when you need it. If you need support after a triggering post, you may make a new post and we will center you. Further reading, document triggers, content warning, trigger warning. 1O, lived experience. If there is an adult in our group with the same lived experience as your child, for example, your child is autistic and the adult member is autistic, please show respect for that member's lived experience, even if you don't agree or don't understand. Their experience is not a direct criticism of you. Keep an open mind, ask questions. Please don't speak over others' lived experiences. 1P, anecdotal fallacy. You may have had a good anecdotal experience with something that may be objectively negative experience for many others. For example, if many people got food poisoning at a restaurant, but you didn't, objectively, the restaurant is not good in spite of your good experience. The badness of the restaurant isn't a reflection on you. Please don't use anecdotal fallacy in the face of objective evidence to the contrary. Please don't be defensive if admins remind you of this guideline. 1Q, complaining. If you have a problem with the group, the guidelines, or members, please contact an admin. Complaining about the group or members in thread is unproductive. We have listened to many private complaints and have adjusted guidelines based on feedback since 2013. Section 2, off-topic and controversial subjects. You may not be 100% unschooling or connection parenting. You may have one child in school and one out. You may have house rules. Posting comments like, "How do I get my child to do schoolwork or chores?" are off topic. Authoritarian parenting is off topic, like bacon recipes in a vegan group. Off-topic subjects are not a judgment of anyone. You are welcome to stay in the group as long as you stay on topic. 2A, off-topic list. Authoritarianism, rewards and punishments, quote, non-negotiable. School at home or adult required academics. Technology limits. Restricting adult content is on topic, but please read screen limits moderating adult content before posting. Screen limits discussion post link is the only place limits are on topic. ABA therapy, sunrise, and DIR floor time are off topic. Autism cure and other neurotype cure are off topic. Weight gain or loss or fat prejudice are off topic. Spiritual or religious advice is off topic unless requested. Professional help. Our group is not a substitute for professional care or advice. It's okay to ask members how to find professional help you are needing. HSLDA, Homeschool Legal Defense Association, is off topic. There is a link to the file for further reading. 2B, controversial subjects. Use decorum guidelines. 2B1, therapy modalities. Our group is not equipped to analyze entire therapy modalities to guarantee that they are safe and non-coercive. If you mention therapy, please describe specifically what it is about your child's therapist that you like or don't like. This will help others learn how to spot good and bad therapists, regardless of the modality. Most therapists have some level of coercion, including adult-determined goals, and have school readiness as a central purpose. None of these aspects align with unschooling. Defense of ABA is off topic. We do not censor legitimate criticisms of coercive therapy or behaviorism. 2B2, interventions. Our group is not equipped to vet interventions to be sure they are safe. Autism is a neurotype. We are not trying to cure it. Other conditions often do need treatment, therapy, or support, like anxiety, sensory processing, allergies, chronic illness, learning disabilities, etc. If you mention an intervention, please explain how it helped you and your family, or provide some objective evidence about the intervention. 2B3, labeling or diagnosis versus labeling or diagnosing versus not labeling or self-diagnosing. We believe that affording a diagnosis is a privilege that not everyone has access to. Self-diagnosis is legitimate. 2B4, radical unschooling ideas. Welcome, but not universal to our members. 2B5, food restrictions or diet versus food freedom. Food should be child-led, not parent-led. That said, Many children with disabilities have serious allergies, intolerances, aversions, etc., that can lead to serious health issues. When discussing food, focus on trying to understand how your child is feeling and what it is like for them to eat certain foods, prioritizing their internal experience and the adjustments you can make, changing textures, for example, eating in different places, putting options in sight, etc., rather than authoritarian advice like, my child must eat X, Y, or Z. Section 3, how to write great posts. Please make posts personal. Admins can help with wording. Please write long posts and comments in an editor first so you don't lose them. Use paragraph breaks after 3 to 5 sentences. Neurodivergent people often have trouble reading long blocks of texts. Periods or dashes between each paragraph can be helpful because Facebook often doesn't cut and paste breaks correctly, like so, paragraph dash paragraph. You must be in the group at least 4 days before posting. Any post before 4 days will be automatically declined. 3A, please include the following. List needs you and your child's, interests, very important, sensory profile, also very important, strengths, fears and worries. What have you tried? Your location, if relevant. Be explicit about what feedback you are looking for: advice, celebration, success stories, affirmation, etc. Why is this post important to you and your family? It is assumed that you want unschooling and connection parenting advice. If you do not want dissents, please use the no dissents, please posting format. Link here at the top of your post. Admins will delete dissents. We may ask you to add it to your post. You may also specifically request advice only from people who have the same disability as your child, autistic people or blind people, for example. Photos of children's art, play setups, projects, etc. Photos containing only child's hands, arms, feet, legs, but not body or face. See photo policy link here. If you feel especially vulnerable, you may request no blunt comments, personal detailed support only. 3B, don't include or what not to include in posts. Don't include requests for off-topic advice, like how to limit technology or implement rewards. Don't include impersonal posts. Not allowed soliciting promotions, calls to action, signing petitions, posts without personal comment, fundraising, no autism t-shirts, click-through posts like links to personal pages, etc. Unsolicited advice will not be approved, like, quote, parents should check out this link. You may share a video or content made by your child. Don't include criticism of children or other parents. Don't include characterizing a beloved activity as a, quote, addiction. Blanket questions like who uses speech therapy, don't include that. If you want to ask, please explain why the question is important to you and your family. Don't include curriculum or teaching tools unless the child has specifically asked for those. Don't include repetitious questions that could be answered in the required reading. They won't be approved, like, quote, "How does unschooling work?" unquote. We will tag you in a file. Don't request our members to prove that unschooling works. It's up to each parent to prove it to themselves based on their family. PM and admin for resources. Don't include conversations from other groups. Don't include photos that include children's and underage teens' bodies or faces. Photos containing only a child's hands, arms, feet, legs are okay. Photo policy here. See link. If you edit an approved post with off-topic language, we may ask you to reword the post, correct you in the comments, or if you don't respond, we may remove you from the group. This rarely happens. Section 4, how to write great comments. We hold commenters to a high standard. Read the post carefully to understand what advice the poster is looking for. Make comments personal. Explain what worked for your family and why. Explain your thinking. Give lots of details. Avoid short, trite remarks when giving advice. Ask questions. Read others' comments in thread. Consider offering links to resources. If you are triggered, report a comment, tag an admin, or private message an admin. Important. Please do not argue back and forth with other commenters in the thread. If dissenting to another comment, address the OP and not the other commenter. It's the OP who is asking for advice. Center the original poster, the OP. Please use paragraph breaks after 3 to 5 sentences to make reading easier. Section 5, required reading. We have organized the reading into topic summaries, 5 to 10 minutes, with links to further reading. This will help you learn basic concepts and find topics you want to learn about. We've migrated all our files to Google Docs since Facebook no longer supports files. Our documents are now mostly organized into guides. Welcome, start here, link to file, shows the organization of our guides. You can also find guides under the guides section in the group. If reading is difficult, we can suggest podcasts and videos. Answer your questions privately or in PM posts. PM an admin for help or type an admin in a comment. We will see it. If you would like a phone call, please message Delia T. Index of documents link. All of our documents in alphabetical order with short descriptions. Important topic summaries, 5A, deschooling. If you are new to unschooling, you will need to deschool for many months. Please do a deep dive into deschooling before posting questions like, quote, "How does unschooling work?" and, quote, "Where do I start?" 5B, unschooling defined. Link to file. 5C, connection parenting. Link to file. 5D, sensory integration. Link to file. A person's sensory profile is the most fundamental thing about them. 5E, technology concerns. If you need help embracing tech freedom. 5F, children learn through play. 5G, autism, neurodiversity, and disability rights and culture. Section 6, how we admin the group. 6A, post approval. Admins are very careful not to let off-topic and ableist posts through. If we make a mistake, please let us know. We have many discussions in the admin group about whether posts are on topic. We ask for rewrites on up to 50% of posts. 6B, post rewrite. We contact members privately to reword posts. We will help you get the support you are needing while minimizing triggers for you and others. We may ask you to use a no dissents please posting format. If you ask for advice but don't seem open to a variety of responses, we may contact you. 6C, comment rewrite. We may ask members to rewrite comments that do not give the kind of the support the OP is asking for. For example, the OP wants food freedom advice and a commenter advises to restrict food choices or amounts. We may also private message you to use preferred terminology, like identity first for autism. 6D, private messages. Admins mostly contact members in private messages about guideline slip-ups. We will tag you and we may mute you until we know that you've seen the message. If you are open-minded, we can have a great conversation with you. We aim to be very gentle and empathetic. Please check your message requests if you are tagged. 6E, guideline reminders. Admins may put a guidelines reminder in a thread, especially if the subject is controversial and has the potential to be triggering. We also post guideline reminders to the whole group. We may post a 24-hour rule asking certain people to comment first, like autistic people or ADHDers or PDAers. 6F, delete comments. Admins less often delete comments, especially if it's clear that the commenter hasn't done the reading, doesn't understand decorum guidelines, and doesn't understand group basics. We make many attempts to contact members privately about guideline slip-ups, but we don't always have time. 6G, tag members. Admins may tag members in files for further reading. 6H, muting. We may mute members who are not responding to admin feedback or who are repeatedly breaking guidelines. We may mute members who are arguing in a thread. 6I, members contact admins. Admins spend a lot of time supporting members privately. Please feel free to message us. 6J, anonymous posts. Admins can help members write posts and posts anonymously. There's also a new anonymous post feature on Facebook. 6K, blocking. We have rarely blocked members for threats, troll accounts, and severe violations of trust and decorum. The majority of our members who leave the group leave on their own after a respectful discussion or after reading the guidelines. 6L, other admin tasks. List. Help members find local unschooling, homeschooling groups. Help new unschoolers figure out how to comply with local regulations. Create and maintain subject matter files. Recruit help from experts for those files. Maintain the location file. Screen members and contact people if their screening answers are ambiguous. Tag new members in specific files based on their kid's diagnosis or neurotype. We also send them private messages. Discuss posts and comments in the admin group. Recruit new admins. Advertise the group elsewhere. Maintain the group's meme page. Memes for Unschooling Every Family link. Admin sibling groups like the BIPOC group or the nonverbal group. Comment on posts. Welcome new members weekly and help them navigate the group. We move comments about limiting tech and screens to this thread, the Screen Limits discussion post. Linked is a file called Group Philosophy Frequently Asked Questions. Personal responsibility. Our guidelines work if you stick to them. If you are contacted by an admin for a guideline slip-up, you may feel defensive. Please keep an open mind. We are not taking sides, silencing, tone policing, or threatening you. We are reminding you of the guidelines that you have agreed to. Please do not characterize admins negatively or engage sarcastically when we contact you with a reminder. Your participation in the group is predicated on your ability to read and understand the guidelines, your explicit agreement with them, your readiness to be reminded of them, and your ability to discuss them respectfully. If you do not have respect for the admins, the members, the guidelines, and all the work we do as a community, this is not the group for you. Bridge to unschooling. Our group gently helps parents learn to, quote, cross the bridge from traditional coercive schooling to unschooling, from authoritative parenting to connection parenting, and from the pathologizing medical models to neurodiversity and disability acceptance. Each person is on a different stage of the journey. And below is an illustration, a primitive illustration of two green hills separated by blue water, connected by a walking bridge. The bridge is labeled deschooling, deprogramming, decolonizing. 12 nondescript stick figures represent different points people find themselves on this journey. Folks on the left of the hill have crossed the bridge and are unschooling. On the far left is a person wearing sunglasses holding a sign that says, "I don't feel safe." This person does not want to participate in helping people over the bridge because it's too triggering. They may need a safer space than a bridge group. That's okay. There are 3 confident and cohesive people all holding up a sign that says, "We have been doing this for years." These are the unschooling veterans who help others learn about unschooling. 3 people on the bridge have decided to cross and are in various stages of transitioning to unschooling. I have a plan. I need a plan. I'm ready for help. There is also a helper on the bridge, an admin saying, "I can help you." There is one curious person scratching their head and watching from the side who hasn't decided to cross the bridge yet with the thought bubble, will this help? There are 3 people looking away from the bridge who don't want to cross it, holding a sign that says, "Don't challenge us." We will not. Unschooling is based on consent. Our group educates based on consent. We trust parents to make the best choices for their families, whether that is unschooling or something else. Tagging and private messaging policy. Our group's resources are very complex, so we tag and private message to help members find what they are looking for and to give them a head start. We remind folks of the guidelines privately in case there is a slip up. We also private message folks for rewrites on up to 50% of posts so that they are on topic. Lots of folks despise being tagged. We get it. The option for those who hate being tagged is to participate read only. If a member doesn't comment or post, we won't tag. We don't keep track of who wants to be tagged and who doesn't. It's up to each member to participate read only or not. All members are welcome to private message us with questions. Every Tuesday, we have an automatic welcome post that tags 150 to 200 plus new members each week, and we don't make any exceptions to those tags. If someone doesn't want to be tagged in that, they can leave before Tuesday. Facebook should really give each user the ability to set this at the profile level. Shrug. There are instructions for turning off the everyday tag at your profile level for all groups, and the link is below. Below is a table of contents for this file.